2 king cards in your set.
So what is the chance of getting 2 kings? Each and every card has equal chances of getting. So equal chances are equal likely. Next, 20% of chance of rain tomorrow.
Less likely.
Less likely, ma'am.
Less likely, ma'am.
Winter season. So it is less likely. So in this way, we come across so many situations in our daily life. So all these are chances of getting when a die is rolled, a chance of getting rain tomorrow, chance of winning a politician, and chance of getting head when a coin is tossed, and chance of dying when a person having insurance, chance of lottery tickets. All these are said to be about the information about the chances. Okay, and now we have to, these are just less likely, more likely. These are chances, and if we convert it to numerical values, that is the quantification or numerification of getting chances is nothing but probability. ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఛాన్సెస్ గురించి చెప్తున్నాయి కదా. ఈ ఛాన్సెస్ ని మనం ఒక నంబర్ లాగా చెప్పగలిగితే కనుక, న్యూమరికల్ గా చెప్పగలిగితే, సో గెటింగ్ ఛాన్సెస్ ఇంటూ న్యూమరికల్ వాల్యూ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ ప్రాబబిలిటీ. దాన్నే మనం ఏమంటామంటే probability అని చెప్పి అంటాము. సో రైట్ డౌన్ ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ దిస్ వన్ ఇన్ యువర్ CW probability. These are applications of probability. These are all applications of probability where we use the probability in our daily life. These are daily life situations. So write down daily life situations. Both 9th and 10th class students write down in your CW probability chapter daily life situations.
Okay, ma'am.
మ్యామ్ మీ వీడియో స్పాట్ లైట్ అవ్వలేదు మ్యామ్.
అయిందే,
ఇప్పుడైంది మ్యామ్.
ఎవరిది వస్తుంది?
ఎవరో
ఎవరు మాట్లాడితే వాళ్ళు వస్తుంది.
Write down fastly in your CW. And next I am giving here some of the words certain and their meanings. Certain, something that must occur. Something that must occur. What is the meaning of certain? Something that must occur.
9th class homework lo raayma ma'am.
No CW. And next, more likely. More likely, something that would occur with great chance. Something that would occur great chance, with great chance. Okay. And next, third one, equally likely. Something that have same chances of occurring. And next, less likely. Less likely, something that would occur with less chances. with less chances. And next one, impossible. Impossible. What is impossible? Something that cannot happen. Something that cannot happen. So these are the sum of words, the meanings of that words, certain, something that must occur. So it must be occur. More likely, that have more chances of occurrence. Equally likely, that have same number of chances. And less likely, which has less chances. And impossible, which is not possible. So something that cannot happen, that is called as impossible. Okay, written in your CW. Completed now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mute yourself.
వాళ్ళు వచ్చేసరికి లేట్ అయితే
Mute. What is probability? Can anyone say the definition of probability? Anyone?
The favorable outcomes by possible outcomes, ma'am.
It is a formula to find the probability. I am asking about the definition of probability.
Ma'am, the probability,
Hmm.
the probability of impossible is 0.
No. So common sense reduced to calculation. Common sense reduced to calculation. I have already told you that the conversion of chances to numerical value is called as probability. And we have common sense to say whether they have chances or not, more likely, less likely, equally likely. So common sense reduced to calculation. Don't write when I'm saying the concepts. Okay. So what is probability? Common sense reduced to calculation. R. It is probability definition. Probability definition. So first definition is common sense reduced to calculation. And next one, the quantification. The quantification into numerical measure. Into numerical measure. Into numerical measure is referred to as probability. So this is our definition of probability. So what is probability? The quantification into numerical measure is referred to as probability. Our common sense reduced to calculation is nothing but probability. సో ఇందాక మనం సిచ్యువేషన్స్ లో క్వశ్చన్స్ అడిగినప్పుడు ఆన్సర్స్ చెప్పినప్పుడు ఏమని చెప్తాం? లెస్ ఛాన్స్ ఉంది, మోర్ ఛాన్స్ ఉంది, ఈక్వల్ ఛాన్స్ ఉంది అని, లేకపోతే అసలు జరగదు, ఇంపాసిబుల్ అని, ఇట్లాంటివి మనం వర్డ్స్ ని యూజ్ చేస్తాం. దట్ ఈస్ కామన్ సెన్స్. దాన్ని మనం కామన్ సెన్స్ అంటాం. అండ్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ రెడ్యూస్డ్ టు క్యాలిక్యులేషన్, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ probability. And if we can say the numerical value of that chances or common sense, that is called as probability. So what is probability? The quantification into numerical measure is referred to as a probability. So this is the probability definition, and this definition of probability was given by, so this definition,
Simon Laplace.
This definition is given by a very important mathematician That is Parry
Simon Laplace.
Simon Laplace. He is a scientist as well as mathematician. Okay. So he gave the definition of probability. Parry Simon Laplace. Okay. So this is the definition of probability. And next, what is random experiment? Can anyone say what is a random experiment?
Ma'am,
Ah,
coin egaredam, ma'am.
huh? Coin
Flipping a coin or
you are giving examples. I'm asking about the definition. What is random experiment? Coin aggregatum, rolling the die, and picking a card from deck of cards. All these are random experiments. So what is random experiment? So
We can't,
random
ma'am.
experiment.
Random experiment లో మనం రిజల్ట్ ని ప్రిడిక్ట్ చేయలేం మ్యామ్.
Yes, very good. So an experiment in which we cannot assume or predict. So we cannot predict result of experiment is called as random experiment. So అంటే ఏంటి, ఇప్పుడు కాయిన్ ని మనం ఎగరేసినప్పుడు మనకి ముందే తెలిసిద్దా టైల్స్ పడిద్దా హెడ్స్ పడిద్దా అని ముందే తెలుస్తుందా? అవునా? అలాగే డైలీ రోల్ చేస్తున్నాం. రోల్ చేసేటప్పుడు మనకు ముందే తెలిసిద్దా దాని ఫేస్ మీద ఏమొస్తుంది అనేది, ఏ నెంబర్ వస్తుంది అనేది తెలుస్తుందా? తెలీదు. అలాగే కార్డ్ ని మనం డెక్ ఆఫ్ కార్డ్స్ నుంచి తీసేటప్పుడు ఏ కార్డ్ వస్తుందో మనకి తెలియదు. అంటే ఏంటి, రిజల్ట్ తెలియకుండానే మనం చేసేటువంటి ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ నే ర్యాండమ్ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ అని చెప్పి అంటాం. అదే మనకి ఖచ్చితంగా ఇదే వస్తుంది అని తెలిస్తే కనుక దాన్ని మనం ర్యాండమ్ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ అని చెప్పి అన్నాం. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ర్యాండమ్ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్? An experiment in which we cannot predict the result of experiment is called as a random experiment. And you have to know all the terms involved in the probability. Okay, first write down in your CW and next I will continue. Write down firstly the definition of probability and a mathematician involved in this definition, and next the random experiment definition. Theory. So each specific outcome, a collection of outcomes. Each specific outcome are collection of outcomes. Collection of outcomes is nothing but event. So what is event? Event అంటే ఏంటి, మనకి కావాల్సినటువంటి ఫేవరబుల్ అవుట్కమ్స్ అని, లేకపోతే కలెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ అవుట్కమ్స్ అంటే ఒకటే రావాలని ఏం లేదు, ఒకటి కంటే ఎక్కువ. అవుట్కమ్స్ అంటే ఏంటి, రిజల్ట్ నే మనం అవుట్కమ్ అని చెప్పి అంటాం. వెన్ వి రోల్ ఏ డై, ద రిజల్ట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ అవుట్కమ్. సో వెన్ వి roll a die, if we get 3 as the result, outcome. So getting 3 is an event. So each specific outcome or collection of outcomes is nothing but the event. Okay. And next one, probability is the opposite type experimental. మా డిస్టర్బెన్స్ గా ఉంటుంది, మీరు మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి. మీ దగ్గర నేను సౌండ్ వస్తుంది అన్న విషయం తెలుస్తుందా? ఆడియోని మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి, వీడియోని ఆన్ చేసుకొని ఉంచుకోండి. థియరిటికల్ ప్రాబబిలిటీ. So what is experimental probability? So getting the probability by doing experiment is called as experimental probability. And getting probability without doing the experiment or guessing or assuming or predicting the result of the experiment is nothing but a theoretical probability. So they have their own probability formulas, that is P of E is equal to, in experimental probability, the formula to probability is P of E is equal to number of tries, number of tries in which the event occurred, in which the event occurred, divided by total number of tries, So if we take an example that we are tossing a coin, okay, so what is the probability of getting heads? So our event is getting heads, so I am writing here as P of H. So if we toss that one, what is the probability that we get the number of tries in which the event occurred is nothing but 1 by total number of tries. We get total number of tries. So I am doing the experiment 2 times. So total number of tries is 2. So 1 by 2. So this is about experimental probability. And what about the theoretical? So in this, we didn't do experiment, just by assuming, by predicting the result of the experiment. We can say the probability of getting an event. So this is nothing but the probability of getting an event theoretically. So its formula is P of A. A means here event is equal to number of favorable outcomes. So number of favorable outcomes. So here we are assuming this one. So number of favorable outcomes by total number of outcomes. So generally we are using here the theoretical probability only, because we didn't do the experiments, so we just use our predictions, assumes. So this is theoretical probability. So P of A is equal number of favorable outcomes by total number of outcomes. So write down in your CW. So there is only one formula in this chapter, and we have to use that formula, and only the questions are depends upon the concept of the probability. Completed?
Completed, ma'am.
Completed, ma'am.
Completed, ma'am.
Completed, ma'am.
Completed, ma'am.
Completed, ma'am.
This note is mutually exclusive events. Very important definitions. Mutually exclusive events. 2 or more events. 2 or more events. So here events are more than 1. 2 or more events of an experiment. Where occurrence of one event. Where occurrence of one event prevents the occurrence of another. The occurrence of another are called mutually exclusive events. exclusive events. So what does it mean? Here, mutually exclusive events means there are more than one event, two or more events, more than one event of an experiment. The occurrence of one event prevents the occurrence of other. అంటే ఏంటి? ఒకటి కంటే ఎక్కువ ఈవెంట్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఆ ఈవెంట్స్ లో ఒక ఈవెంట్ రెండవ ఈవెంట్ జరగడాన్ని ఆపేస్తుంది. ప్రివెంట్స్ అంటే ఏంటి? ఆపేది. సో ద అకరెన్స్ ఆఫ్ వన్ ఈవెంట్ ప్రివెంట్స్ ద అకరెన్స్ ఆఫ్ అనదర్ event. So if we give an example to this, then it is called as elementary event. Is called as elementary event. So what is elementary event? Event having only one outcome. Event having only one outcome. Example, when we toss a coin, getting heads, how many chances?
One chance.
One chance. And getting tails?
One chance.
One chance. So what is the probability of that one? So 1/2. So event when we toss coin, getting head. It is an example to elementary event. In the same way, we can say that when we roll a die, getting from 1 to 6 numbers, all those are also elementary events. That means their probability is like this one: 1/2, 1/6, 1/. Means favorable outcome is 1. Total outcomes 2. This is for getting head when we toss a coin. Okay, so 1/. Is called as elementary events. So getting only one outcome in an experiment is called as elementary event. Write down MCW.
Okay, ma'am.
All other outcomes. Of all other outcomes in the sample survey. In the sample survey. Which are not in the favorable. Which are not in the favorable. This is very important. In the favorable. Which are not in the favorable event called complementary, and it is denoted by P of E bar. So what is complementary events? So events of all other outcomes which are not favorable. అంటే ఏంటి? ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక ఈవెంట్ ఉంది. ఆ ఈవెంట్ మనం ఈ తో డినోట్ చేస్తున్నాం కదా. సో వాట్ ఈస్ అవర్ ఈవెంట్? getting heads when we toss a coin. It is our event. So our event is, what is our event? Getting head when we toss a coin. Okay, getting head is our event. So what is the complementary event? Not favorable outcomes. That means E bar means not getting events, not getting heads, ఓకే. అంటే ఏంటి? ఈవెంట్ ఏదైతే తీసుకున్నామో అంటే అది ఫేవరబుల్ అవుట్కమ్స్ అంటాం కదా, అది కాకుండా ఉన్నటువంటి వాటిని మనం కాంప్లిమెంటరీ ఈవెంట్ అని చెప్పి అంటాం అన్నమాట. అంటే నాట్ గెట్టింగ్ హెడ్ అన్నమాట. సో ఒక ఈవెంట్ కి ఆపోజిట్ గా అంటే అన్ఫేవరబుల్ గా వచ్చేటువంటి వాటిని మనం ఏమంటామంటే కాంప్లిమెంటరీ ఈవెంట్స్ అని చెప్పి అంటాం. అండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ డినోటెడ్ బై ఈ బార్. సో P of E bar means probability of not getting అని అర్థం, not getting that event. Okay, this is about complementary events. And next one, equally likely events. Equally likely events. What does it mean? Equally likely. Already we come across this term. Equally likely. Two or more events. Two or more events are said to be equally likely. Are said to be equally likely. ఎప్పుడు అంటాం మనం? ఎప్పుడు అంటాం ఈక్వల్లీ లైక్లీ అని? ఎప్పుడు అంటాం?
If they have equal chances.
Very good. If each of them has equal chances. Equal chances. Okay. So chances of occurrence are chances. That means equally likely events means two or more events. ఇక్కడ ఒకటే అని ఏమి అనక్కర్లా, మనకు రెండు లేదా అంతకంటే ఎక్కువ కూడా ఉండొచ్చు ఈవెంట్స్. వాటికి ఈక్వల్ ఛాన్సెస్ ఆఫ్ గెటింగ్ అకరెన్స్, getting equal chances in occurrence are called as equally likely events. So what are equally likely events? Two or more events are said to be equally likely if each of them has equal chances. అంటే ఏంటి, మనం ఒక కాయిన్ ని టాస్ చేసాము, హెడ్ పడిద్దా టెయిల్ పడిద్దా, ఆ రెండు ఈవెంట్స్ కి కూడా ఈక్వల్ ఛాన్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి. సో దట్ ఈస్ ఈక్వల్లీ likely. And when we roll a die, getting from 1 to 6 numbers is also equally likely. అంటే 1 పడొచ్చు, 2 పడొచ్చు, 3 పడొచ్చు, 4 పడొచ్చు, 5 పడొచ్చు, 6 కూడా పడొచ్చు. They have equal chances. So that is also equally likely. And picking a card from deck of cards is also equally likely. Okay. So this is about equally likely events. Example, getting 1 to 6. 1 to 6 when die is rolled. When a die is rolled. Okay, this is our example. Write down CW.